All right, everyone, it's the beginning of June. It is time to do a garden tour. And I'm excited for this one because it's not just showing all the great. I have some stuff out here that needs to be taken care of, so I'm gonna show everything, which I think is what a good garden tour should be. Not everything is puppy dogs and rainbows. There are weeds, so let's go. Okay, so I'm going to start this garden tour in an area that I've never ever started a garden tour in because this is crazy to me. Nature is crazy. Check this out. Okay, so all of this, all these marigolds and basil and these peppers right here are all volunteers. It to be a big area where I just threw a bunch of stuff, and now look at all this. It's just crazy. So I have basil, marigolds, and now whatever kind of pepper that is growing. I just think that is so cool and so unexpected, so I had to share. Okay, so the strawberries are doing good. They're not dead, so that's good. They've produced 2 or 3 strawberries so far, so I'm happy and pleased with that. Swinging over here, the jalapenos are doing so good. I've harvested so many of those already, and those plants aren't very big yet either. Swinging over, the asparagus is doing really good. We've got different types of jalapenos in here, orange and brown. And then the okra is really starting to take off. This is an orange okra. I'm really excited to see that. And then check out the sweet potatoes. I have not cut the vines yet, but I will do that soon. But look at how good that bed is doing. So I'm praying there's going to be a really good sweet potato harvest here in about 2 months. All right, over here I used to have a bunch of garlics. Those have been harvested. And this whole area is going to be cleared out when I get back here in a couple weeks for my vacation with my daughter. In fact, all of this is going to be cleared out. All the way down to those tomatoes. This entire section is going to be cleared out, and all summer crops are going to go in there. The squashes are about done. You can see they're wilting and dying, and just part of it. The heat here is insane. Oh, look at that. Bees on the basil. So I just did a video on basil flowers or companion planting, and this is an example of why you let the basil go to flower. You let it go to flower to bring in those pollinators. That squash right there is probably the last squash of the spring. We'll see. But as we swing on down, we've got lots of stuff going on here. And like I said, a lot of this is all coming out. All these beans are done, totally done. These tomatoes are doing so good. These are an orange peach tomato that I got off of Baker Creek, and I grew these from seeds, and they have just taken off. And I'm excited to see these tomatoes, an orange peach. It just sounds so pretty to me, so I'm excited to see that. Swinging on down, we got more garlic. I'm garlic crazy this year. Lots of carrots. You see the carrots are doing fantastic. There's a wasp doing wasp things. A wasp right back in there. Stay away from him. The zucchinis are not putting on actual fruit yet, but they're not dying either, and there are no eggs of any kind in here that are killing the plants, just the powdery mildew from when I water, and then all the rain. We've had a lot of rain. Now, I'll be totally honest, I usually do really good with squashes and zucchinis in the fall. I've noticed, this is the second year, and I really paid attention this spring, that I get hit with all kinds of stuff in the spring, only though on squashes and zucchinis. So I don't know how it is where you all are, but I think from here on out, I'm only going to plant squashes and zucchinis in the fall. One, there's less bugs. And two, I've just had a better success rate in the fall. Swinging beside, the cantaloupes are just taking off. I mean, the vines are all, oh look, the vines are all the way up over there now from over here. So they're taking off. They're, oh look, they're all the way, I didn't even notice this. They're all the way up into the roses. So that's pretty cool. It'll be really cool if cantaloupes start growing and they're hanging. I love that. It's so cool. All right, as you can see, the peas are done. It's too hot for them. Peppers are doing good. Got some really nice size Got some nice sized peppers in here. Definitely not complaining, that's for sure. The rosemary's doing good, but this is all about to get cleared out and new crops are going to go in there. Onions are just about ready to come out. They've done really good. Went ahead and decided to turn this bed into a pepper bed. Took a lot of peppers that were in containers and I put them in this bed. We've got Carolina Reapers right here. Both these plants are Carolina Reapers, which I will never eat. I will give away. Serrano peppers, some snack peppers, just a lot of different peppers are in this bed. So, and they're actually doing good. And then as you can see, all the fruit on the blackberry bushes there, doing really, really well. Okay, now the next bed is always my favorite bed to show. The tomato bed is doing great. I have not found any pests on these yet, on any of these tomatoes yet. So hopefully it'll stay like that, but yeah, right, we'll get pests eventually. But check out what this bed is doing. So right off the bat, you can see how tall a lot of these tomato plants are. They're almost to the very top. That is so cool to me. But now we're getting tomatoes on all of them. This is an orange accordion tomato, just a big tomato there. They're all growing really well. You see all these different tomatoes in here. We got the wasabi radish right there that are growing. Once again, companion planting. Basil's inside, helping mask the smell of the tomatoes from the hawk moth. More tomatoes on there. Just coming down, you can just see how big these plants are. These are all doing really, really good. Another tomato. Tomatoes back over in here. The sweet alyssum is pretty much done right now. It'll come back in the fall. It's just really, really hot. More tomatoes up through there. Now again, for those that don't know what I've done this year, this is the year of the seed on this channel. I have not bought any starts of any kind from any store this year. Everything has been grown from seed. That is new this year. And all of these tomato plants are every one of them are all from seed. So the seed game does work, but you have to really prepare, plan, and really stick to it. But it's working. All right, swinging over to this bed. Now this looks like a crazy jungle, and it's all because of this peppermint, and I hate peppermint. Again, if you've followed this channel for any length of time, you know I hate peppermint in the garden. And that's because I didn't know you're not supposed to put peppermint in the garden when I started gardening. And I planted peppermint. And now you can't get rid of it. Once it's in your garden, it's in your garden. You will not get rid of it. It's basically a weed. So the only thing I can do with this stuff is to try to tame it, but you can't tame it. Just look at how crazy it all is. This is all peppermint. This is all peppermint. This is all peppermint. You can't tame it, but here's a bunch of red ripper beans. They're starting to, I mean, look at that. They are really taking off. Another big old dill right there. Lots of different eggplants are in there, and they're starting to flower, as you can see right there. And I don't know about y'all, but if you've never grown eggplants, you don't know the beauty in their flowers. They are just a gorgeous flower on those plants. That's one of the reasons I like growing eggplants. Just the flowers alone are so pretty. Love them. All right, single seed challenges for 2023. We got Priscilla right here, Tiny Elvis right over here. They're both doing really good, putting on tomatoes like crazy. I cannot say enough how much I enjoy and love the single seed challenge. And now that it's summertime and the kiddos are out of school and Tiny Elvis is just really left here for me, makes me kind of sad, honestly, but I'm really happy to have these plants here and representing that classroom, that school, and the single seed challenge. Now I did notice yesterday, as you can see right there, something has been eating these branches. You can see the leaves are off of them. I'm pretty sure it's a hornworm. I have not been able to find it anywhere. And I probably spent 20 minutes last night looking through both of those plants. And I even came out with a black light and tried to find the hornworm. And if you don't know about this, a black light will light up a hornworm. Like the hornworm will start glowing basically. Very easy to find at night on your tomato plants. But I could not find it. So I think a bird got it, which is good. Birds, come eat those things. I'm all for it. But they're doing really good. They are doing really, really good. Okay, so we're coming to the last section of the garden. I have mixed results over here, and this is where I'm going to show you some negative and some positive. So let's start with the positive. Check out these Chinese red long beans. Look at the size of those beans. They grow so fast. And I mean, seriously, look at that. It's easily 2 foot long. Now, these beans are great in Asian stir fries, but you don't want them this big. This is not the size that you want. You want them this size. Nice and small and delicate. So really the only thing to do with these that I've learned is to use the seeds and plant them for other crops down the road. Those plants grow so fast, and once the seeds start, stand by. It is on. Okay, so some of the negative. I always show the positive and the negative. These cucumbers have not really taken off, and a lot of these plants have actually died. Along with this zucchini here, some of them are doing good, but for the most part, most of those Rapincotti zucchini that I planted didn't really take. They grew and then they died. And then this is what it looks like when your beans are completely done growing or producing. They are done. So when I get back from vacation, those are coming out for sure, and more crops are going in right here. In fact, check this, I just saw this. Here's how you know the plants are done. When they start dying on the vine. Look at that. Look at that one. So those will be really good for so those pods will be really good for harvesting the seeds and then using them later to plant more of these beans. These Suco long cucumbers are doing really, really good. There. I have them all through here, but they haven't really grown long. They've just kind of grown like a normal cucumber. And I don't know if that's because of the area, but I'm gonna plant some more over there along that fence line when I get back, and we'll see what they do over there. But this area is probably just not the best for these cucumbers, but I didn't know. Okay, now this I'm excited to show you. I've been talking about these flowers for like all spring. But check out the moonflower there. That is just an absolutely gorgeous flower. So pretty. And you can see that one was open yesterday. There's so many more that are ready to come up, ready to open soon. But look how high it went all the way to the top. Oh, and I just noticed this cucumber's all the way up here too. Moonflowers doing really, really good right there. And I thought they might do really well in this area, and I'm glad that my hunch paid off. So remember, go with your gut. Go with your gut. All right, this area I'm always proud to show. That's the container garden area, but these figs are going nuts. This is just the first year that I've had these two trees right here. And look at all of the figs on them. I mean, there are figs everywhere. Like, look up here. Now this is my oldest fig tree right here. I've had it for 6 years. And this right here is the most figs that this plant has ever produced. So really happy about that. Another fig tree over there producing. Now if you do your research on fig trees, they will say that fig trees are self-pollinating. In other words, you don't need other fig trees around to pollinate. I have found you need more fig trees around. So if you all have experience with fig trees that contradict what I'm saying, please drop it down in the comments. But that one tree I had for 6 years, it was by itself, actually buried in the yard for 2 years, and it never produced anything. It just didn't die. It stayed alive, but it didn't produce anything. As soon as I started adding the other fig trees around it, it started producing. So I really think fig trees need companion trees with them. Just me, could be totally wrong, but my experience, don't just get one fig tree, get 2 or 3. Okay, as I move around here, 2 more beds to go and then we're done. But I'm really, really proud of what's going on in one bed, and I'm kind of disturbed in the other bed. So here we go. Okay, so this year I wanted this bed to be the melon bed. I've got a couple containers in here just because I needed to put them somewhere where they weren't in direct sun. I've got 4 different melons, 2 different watermelon, or I've got 2 different melons in here and 2 different watermelons in this bed. They're all doing somewhat decent, but one is doing really good. Okay, so I noticed this yesterday or the day before, and I got so excited. I was out here like all giddy. But check that out. It's the very first melon of the year. It's so cool. It's hanging. It's up these. I've got it trellised up, and they're hanging there really good. Baby melons everywhere in here, as you can see, hanging. In fact, that one will probably be growing when I get back. So the melon game is going good. Got a cucumber hanging there. So this bed is doing really well. Very happy with it. Very pleased. Cannot complain at all. This other one I can complain about. Okay, so this is the pepper bed. Now that is the volunteer cucumber plant that I've been talking about, and look at that beast. It is just growing and growing. I mean, it's everywhere. But most of the peppers in this bed have not taken off. This one is putting on fruit. These haven't at all. I've actually lost a lot of the peppers that were in this bed. Like there's an example right there. Those peppers are done. I'm pretty certain I have a pest in this bed that's eating all the peppers and it's ticking me off, but I can't find it. I'm quite certain it's a caterpillar or caterpillars, but I haven't found them yet, and it's bothering me at least. But where there's darkness, there is some rainbow. So let me show you this one. Look at the size of that cucumber. That thing is very, very large. And then there's another one right over there that I just noticed. So this bed has mixed results. Peppers aren't doing as good as I wish they were. The cucumbers are doing great. So food for thought for next spring. I'm locking it in so I don't forget. All right, everyone, so that's the garden tour. I hope everyone enjoyed this. I hope you get some inspiration. You see what you can be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. The thing with gardening is it's non-stop. It literally never stops. You always have to be out here. You always have to be looking and thinking and just reacting to whatever nature throws at us. So it's part of the fun of it, though, for sure. Everyone, if y'all enjoyed this video, do me a favor, give the video a thumbs up, share the video, subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. I would absolutely appreciate you all joining us on this journey of gardening. Until next time, everyone, take care, God bless, continue to shine bright and harvest hard, and I'll talk to y'all again real soon.